Okay, here's the beginning of the review for the Transformers Dual Model Kit Optimus Prime. It's kind of hard to fit the whole thing in frame from this far back without getting too far back, so I'm kind of holding it here and propping it up against the table, so I apologize if it shakes a little bit here in this beginning bit. But there it is. It's a model kit. You can see the base frame body there through the window. We'll get into it and look at it a little bit. So we'll go ahead and you see there's some stuff on the bottom of the box. And inside the box you've got everything you'd expect to get from a model kit. You've got the instruction booklet, lots and lots of pieces and steps and pictures and bits. All the model bag sprues. And there's, like I said, lots and lots of those. Set them off to the side. Here's the clear sword plastic and some windows. And then over here you've got a plastic tray that has the chrome bits in it as well as the body frame. Let's go ahead and get this box out of the way. And here's down here at the bottom, here's the rubbery bits, some joints and some wheels. This looks like some decals. There's an Autobot logo there. So we'll get all that out of the way. And again, here's the body frame and the chrome. And like I was saying, you build the model kit onto this pre-built body frame, and it makes him a little bit bigger because, like I said, he's got no feet, no hands, no head, or anything currently on this frame. And just as a quick comparison to get an idea of where he's going to end up, here's his basic frame compared to Leader Optimus Prime. So you can see his shoulders aren't quite as wide. But foot-wise, I mean, like, he ends up, I've seen pictures, he ends up being not only barely shorter than Leader Optimus Prime. So a pretty decently sized model kit. But there's the basic frame. And it looks to be decently jointed. You got swivels all here through the things. He's got knee joints. I think he's got double knee joints. So so you can see some pistons working there. And he's got the foot. The heel spurs, it looks like these are curved enough to let the ankles rotate out. Arms have some nice chest movement. He's got the ab crunch. Actually, it comes all the way off. I'm sure something's going to connect back there. But so you've got already you're building onto a nice, decently posable frame. This kind of reminds me of I built the Perfect Grade Wing Gundam kit, which has an internal skeleton. And while I actually had to build the skeleton on that one, this kind of reminds me a little bit of that. So yeah, there's that. I considered, I can't build this on camera. I considered doing something like that, and I just don't right now have the ability to shoot a stop motion video or fast forwarded video of me putting this thing together. Partly because I don't have a cord that can power this phone in a place where I have it, that reaches far enough to a place where I have enough room to really spread it out and show you the building process. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop this video in a minute, and I'll take a lot of pictures. I'll try to get something set up like this, where it's just the same basic setup as I build, try to put them back in the same spot, and just take a bunch of pictures while I'm doing that, so you get an idea of the build process. And then after that, once that's done, I've got them built, I'll come back and review the final model. So I'll see you in probably a few hours. What's going to be probably 30 seconds for you of some pictures here in just a minute is going to be a few hours for me while I put this together. So see you when I see you, because it's going to be a lot longer for me than it is for you here. And we're back. Did you enjoy that little montage? Well, I'll give you a chance here to make your own guesses as to how long that took to build this thing. So sit back, think for a minute, place your wagers, how long that little montage took in real time. You done? Okay, betting ends. Bonsai! Anyway, yeah, okay, so for most of you, that was probably the fastest 6.5 hours of your life. I'm not kidding. I said an hour, maybe 2, before the montage. No, 6.5 hours it took to put this thing together, and 6.5 pretty solid hours of working. I came in, I got my work done, and started working on this, and I took my breaks to do my hourly duties and things like that. But 6.5 hours. So, worth it? Totally. He's very nice. But it's not I'm going to put this together in an hour type of project. So, real quick, let's do a size comparison. We saw the frame with Leader Optimus Prime. Let's look at them next to each other. There you go. Now, obviously, he's a little thinner, a little better proportioned, just because he doesn't have to transform, doesn't have a battery pack in him. And as you can see, not much shorter. I mean, like, here's the top of Prime's antenna. I mean, he's maybe a quarter of an inch shorter than Leader Prime. So he's not an insignificant kit. And the thing that's sad is there are parts in his chest that were like individual tubes. I put individual tubes, built them into his chest that you can't even see because the chest plate has covered him. It's like, so they really spared no detail. I don't know why they made me stick individual tubes in there when you can't freaking see them. But yeah. Posability, he's got, like I said, he's still got most of the same posability as the body frame. So he's still got the crunch. The doors actually are on hinges and can swing out to allow for movement. The forearms swing. The fists are on ball joints that plug in. The fingers actually move, but the way they're built, they're prone to falling apart, so I'm not going to wiggle the fist too much or move the fingers. But the fingers are jointed at all the knuckles, so you can get some individual finger poses going with Prime. I'll turn him around, you can see he's got the wheels, and these are rubber wheels. That's really nice too. You got all these rubber wheels on him, and just a really nice, it's an amazing looking figure. It's absolutely stunning. It's not a toy. It comes with blades, it comes with stuff, crazy posable. It's definitely something you want to pose and display for a while. It's not an action figure. I'll probably glue a couple pieces on because there's a few pieces that are just nothing major. These two things like to pop off if you knock them wrong, and these two little gold pieces on either side of the head here really like to pop off at the slightest provocation. It's not going to be so bad. A lot of that was happening while I was building it, and it sucks because sometimes to get the leverage you need to plug something into the back, you're squeezing up here, and it causes one of these clear pieces of plastic for the windows to fall out. These little silver mirrors are very, very fragile. So when you're building it, make a note of that because they plug in, but down here they will come real close to snapping down here if you're not careful. This one I think is already really, really loose. So be very careful with these mirrors. They will bend and snap as you're trying to install them. Like these armor pieces are on little swirly hinges so they can rotate out to the sides. There's all kinds of there's on the feet, his toes are individually posable. There's these two pieces right here which are individually posable. This piece right here hinges back and forth, and these heels hinge. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you count the side, you can also rock it side to side, and 9. So there in each foot has 9 joints alone. So yeah, it's pretty insane. You can get a lot of really awesome poses out of him. I didn't get the hooks version. There was a version that came with the hooks. Mine simply came with the blades, and there's 2 ways to build the blades. You can look here. And you get the pieces. You can make them both the same way. You can make them both different. You get all the pieces. And basically one attachy piece lets you build it so you can pop out a fist. Let's see if I can do this here. Pop out a fist and plug the blade into his arm. Like that, or I guess like that. And then the other way, and you can see the finger popped apart. It's not broken, it's just the way these push together. So, yeah, the fingers do tend to fall apart, unfortunately. Again, if you pose him, once he's posed, he's fine. He stays together just fine when you're posing. It's just as you're moving the fingers, you have to be careful or they will fall apart. And that's just due to the way they're designed. And the other sword is you can leave the fit. Oh, look at that. Okay, well that one's not going to be plugging into his arm anymore because that just snapped off. I guess that's something to be careful of. So I'll get that out later. I can't snap his hand back on now. So watch that when you're doing it. But you can also, which honestly, like that doesn't bother me so much because I think I prefer the blade that keeps the fist. You pop this piece off and there's 3 little holes there with this thing, and you just snap the blade in like that, and then you just snap this back on to his arm. Gotta find the right grooves to. Okay, you gotta snap this on before you snap these pieces on because see, there's little tabs that go around it, so you have to basically pop the arm apart, plug it in here. Let's just do it this way. I'll plug it in. Okay, let's plug this in first. And then plug these pieces back on. Really easy to swap them out for various displays. So yeah, push that back on. And then just pop this piece back on. As you can see, this itself is in 3 different pieces. It all comes pre-sculpted, pre-colored, pre-painted. It does come with the decals I mentioned earlier are specifically for if you want to paint it yourself and then put the decals on. It's basically these flame details that are already on the figure. Just if you want to paint it yourself, you can. Now why won't you line up properly? But yeah, so you can see there's the piece right there. Like I said, this is not anything wrong with the figure. This is just you gotta pop it apart to get it to work. Come on, you. Well. I don't know why this doesn't want to plug together. But you get the basic general idea, and then you can have that sword there sitting next to his fist. And I'll fix that. I'll pull that ball joint out here in a minute and fix his hand, but you can leave his hand in like that. Which is how I'm probably going to leave the swords anyway, since that's easier to swap in and out. You don't have to worry about popping the fingers off. There we go. So yeah, there are your options. And like I said, be careful because that broke. I'm not even pissed about that because, like I said, I don't like that. I wasn't a big fan of that sword design anyway. And plus, I have another one. So if I do decide I ever want to plug the sword back in, I'll just know it. But yeah, there he is. Very cool. Like I said, aside from the broken sword, definitely worth the price. Oh, he also has a. I'm not taking the head apart to show you this because you'd have to completely disassemble the head to put this on. But you do have the option of giving him the non-face-plated face. Oh, come on. You just focused on it and then unfocused on it. There you go. So you can give him actually a mouth if you want. I chose to build him with the faceplate. But there he is. Dual model kit Optimus Prime. 1/35th scale. So he's about a foot tall. Very cool.